Good morning. It's Dr. Kathy, and it is 2/25, February 20. Isn't this interesting? 2/25/2024. Lots of twos in there today, aren't there, for the date? And let us begin our wonderful Sunday ceremony by moving into the heart source. For those of you who are watching this and unfamiliar with the heart source, it is the primary form of protection and entrance into your intuition. So bring your attention to the front of your heart chakra there in the center of your chest. And imagine just being tiny and walking right in to that vortex of energy. Good. And now move around to your back and find the back of your heart center. It's directly opposite the front of your heart center. And go inside to that vortex. And this one's a little different because as you go deep within, somebody's a little bit too low, not that much too low. There you go. Is that you'll be like walking through an alleyway, a tunnel, a hallway, and then it's almost like suddenly you step into this expansive space of infinity. And this is your sacred space. And when I say it's your sacred space, it is definitely your sacred space. Nobody can come without your permission. And now move around to the front, go into the front of the third eye, which is the brow chakra. Move deep within. If you set your intention to see the violet flame, it's in the very back of the front of your brow chakra. And we are going to activate that. You can activate it any time. We'll activate it a little bit later. And now move into the back, opposite the front, right, going in. And so you can move into the back of your third eye. There you go. And now, intend, create, see a beam of energy connecting your heart chakra to your third eye. There you go. And now send that beam of energy straight up to the center of the universe. It knows where to go. And it's connected there. And now go straight down that beam of energy until you move into the center of the earth. If you're one of those who, like me, for the longest time had a hard time grounding into the planet, I actually somebody gave me this suggestion, and I imagined an angel at that line going down, swinging on it like a pendulum and bringing that line of energy down further and further until it reached the center of the earth. You are now grounded above and below. You are in a place of receiving energy from the center of the universe, the spiritual part, that's like the fifth dimension, and from the center of the earth. Let's see, center of the universe, then the center of the earth, which is your third dimensional self. This is how you are connected above and below, how you are, in a sense, walking between the worlds, between the third and fifth dimension. Good. And this is your heart source. And there's many things you can do with your heart source. We do just a few, but this is your first line of energetic defense. People who stay in their heart, that's probably the part A of the first line of defense. Going into your heart source activates all of your chakras. It connects the heart center and the third eye, opens up your intuition. And when you're in the heart source, you are very much within the creative energy of the creator. If you feel anger or fear or envy or jealousy or victim consciousness, you're not totally in your heart source, and just go back in. And now I'm getting to set up all of the little defenses we have right now, or protections that we have before we do one part of it. So now you are the sword. Say, I am the sword. This activates the energy of Michael the Archangel. If you have never received the sword, simply from your heart source, call upon Michael the Archangel and ask him for his sword. And just hold your dominant hand palm up so that he can place the sword in there. I always feel the hilt of his sword there, and just grasp it, hold it point up in front of you, and then place it within your heart energy. When you do this, you're accepting the sword and you're accepting the terms of the sword, if you want to say, the rules, guidelines. There really aren't many, except it can never be used for ill. It just deactivates if you try to use it for ill. Feel yourself as you can now say, I am the sword. And now, back there in the very back of the front of your third eye is the violet flame, and just say, violet flame, activate along the 7th layer of my aura. And now with each one of these protections we put in place, your aura expands. And so another layer of protection, heart source, expand to either the 7th layer of my aura, or to the tips of my fingers when I hold my arms out straight in front of me or out to the side, whichever is larger. And just notice that. You want to do this every day, as many times a day as you need to be fully within your heart source and have these layers of protection. The violet flame will protect you from incoming energies coming from outside of you. The heart source expands your aura, which is a protection. And Michael's sword helps you to clear the energy around you and within you. We haven't done a course on that in a while, and it's a really powerful, powerful tool. And now, to help begin, this is just before our healing session, and let us begin the healing by commanding chakra spin as fast as is safe for me. There you go. Breathe in gently and deeply. As you exhale, let the energy go into your heart center and just spread out throughout your entire aura, between all of your meridians, all of your chakras. Chakras keep spinning, and what it's doing is it's releasing congested energy that's ready to be released. If you're doing this by yourself, you can also, if you want to release even more energy, you can say healing team. Please locate the most active wound I have right now that gets activated within me, that is inhibiting the release of congestion. Hope you're doing that now as I say that. And say, please use the 4 foundational plugins to bring healing. The 4 foundational plugins to bring healing are the basic plugin, the healing over lifetimes, the removal of victim consciousness, and the implant removal plugin. All 3 of those have the basic plugin involved within them, and they go to different wounds. So when you heal the wounds that are in there using those 4 foundational plugins, you actually are healing 4 wounds at one time, and your healing team is in charge. For those of you who don't know about your healing team, included in the healing team is your soul self, which is what Amma calls the higher self. She likes to avoid hierarchical terms because in our 3rd dimensional world, hierarchy means more privileged. In the 5th dimension, hierarchy means greater service. There you go. And there is your body soul, who is the soul of your body. You are borrowing this body. Then there's your encodement team. and your soul healing team. And all of this happens automatically with with all of the plugins. There we go. Good. And now we are going to create our healing lecture room. And this I have taken from the Melchizedek method and adapted it for my purposes. And that is a floor of light below us, all of us. We are all gathered together, a canopy of light above us, pillars of light in each corner. Oh, I'm seeing something different today. And each pillar are, imagine the double helix of the DNA, except it is filled with the epigenetics and your own personal epigenetics. The epigenetics of the double helix is like your personal environment of the double helix for yourself that's affecting your genes. So it's different from each one. My particular, since it's my epigenetics that's here that I'm looking for my healing lecture room, the back left, as I'm facing the back, is green. The right is violet. The front right is yellow. And the left right is red. I'm not going to go in and find out what that's about, but that's for me. So just find out, just ask, what is the color in the back left? Just take the first thing that comes to you. Doesn't matter if you think it's your thoughts or not, just take the first thing that comes to you. What is the back right? Not by what is, it's the color. What is the front right color in that pillar? And what is the front left color? If you want to learn more of what those colors mean for you, ask your healing team. Are those representative of chakras, like the colors of chakras? Or are those representative of the rays of God? And just look up whether you get chakra colors or the rays of God and see what ray it is or the qualities within those chakras. There you go. And there is a central pillar. And in this central pillar are all manner of ascended souls and beings and masters. And when I say ascended, we usually talk about moving into the fifth dimension. These beings are way beyond the fifth dimension, and they are there with us, coming for healing. And we all have a set. It's like there's one group that seems to come in, like the Chohans of the rays. I see Yeshua and Buddha, and they are also Chohans of some of the rays. And I see from my tradition, many saints, like I've been praying with Saint Catherine of Siena, and she's coming in, and others that mean so much to me, different archangels. The Archangel Golden, who works with encodements. There we go. And there are others. And just see who, just ask, who are coming in for me? Remember, in our incarnation, we seem separate and different and unique, and we are. And we are all of one. And Amma says, pay attention to this when I give my message to you. We are different and we are the same at the same time. And I'm hearing Amma say, paradox abounds in the third dimension. As the third dimension, and the fourth dimension, and the fifth dimension, and the sixth and the seventh are infiltrating us, bringing us to higher levels of knowledge and wisdom. Here we go. Send a beam of energy from your heart to the central pillar. And this connects you with everyone in that central pillar and everyone who is listening to our live upon this. Wonderful. Sunday ceremony. And now let us go into healing. And coming forward is Hilarion, who is the Chohan, or the head, if you want to call it, the master of the ray of healing, the fifth ray of healing. Oh, it looks like, didn't notice this is green. I don't know my shirt. I don't know what that shows up on your camera or video, but I'm wearing green, and there's really the green of the green jade ray of healing. He is stepping out, as is Yeshua, known as Jesus in most of the English-speaking world. And the two of them are together. And then the third one who stepped out is Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. And they invite you for healing to sit in the green jade chair of healing. You have your own personal green jade chair, which is set for your vibration, your frequency, what it is that you need most of. And they're going to do something a little bit different with us today than with other healing experiences. They ask you to invite all of those you wish to pray for. Invite them to be within your circle of healing. These are family members, they're friends, they're people that you may not even know, but you're holding in prayer. Many of you hold in prayer what is the people who are suffering in Gaza, the Ukraine, some in places in your own countries, other countries that you're aware of that other people may not. They are all coming within your circle of healing. And now this is interesting. They are saying, they being the Chohans, who are Hilarion, Yeshua, Kuan Yin is also a Chohan of one of the rays. They are casting a circle, a healing circle around you and all of those you are holding in your mind and heart. Our infinite space is infinitely available to all. They ask you to please check your heart center. Yes, your heart center within your heart source, so that that heart center opens wider. And invite those in your circle of healing to open their heart centers, so we're working with their soul selves. And they can accept or deny the healing that is energy that is coming to them. Connecting with your healing team and with the creator of all that is love itself, whatever name you use. You are calling down upon you the exact frequency of energy needed to bring healing in the following areas. And this is for you and all of those around you. The first, bring healing to any gestational wounds that may have occurred when I was growing in my birth mother's womb. Heal especially the fear of being out in the world. That means coming from the womb and coming out into the world. And may the healing of that fear gestationally spread to the rest of my life, from the time I left the womb to when I first left home, which could have been when you went into daycare or something else, if you went to another family, to going to school for the first time if need be. Throughout your lifetime, however old you are in earth years, ask for all of that fear to be healed within you and within all of those who have joined you for healing, that you have called in for healing. Remember, you are inviting this healing love for other people as well as for yourself, and they can choose or reject, accept however much they want, and you can too. But you are here for healing. You have made that choice. So just continue to open yourself for that healing. Good. And now for the physicality of each person. Actually, not all of it is physicality because you are watching this, are still in your bodies. And we call now for all of the angels and guides and other beings who are working with those who have left their bodies but have gotten lost in the astral plane. We ask for the exact vibration of love needed for all of those who we hold in our mind and our heart to open themselves to seeing the light which surrounds us and them, and the invitation to come home. And I can tell you that those of you who have been holding in your mind and heart people that are in places of violence, I am seeing many souls seeing the light and moving towards the light. This is a precious gift that you're giving. And now for yourself and those who are still in the physical and are left, healing teams. Please find the wound which is having the greatest debilitating effect upon my physical body. And that same request is going out to all of those you have invited to be with you. And again, they get to accept or deny, just as you do. But the energy is there waiting for them. And one of them, actually, it's Yeshua, is showing me that if there's something that happens within the person and they have even an instantaneous moment of being open to healing, that love that you are sending and calling down slides in and makes its entryway. When I was driving in Houston, it's kind of like waiting for the traffic to leave, that instantaneous moment that you can slide into the traffic safely. There you go. And now we ask for ourselves and for everyone here the exact frequency of love needed, which not requires, but encompasses healing the wound that is affecting that, the wounds which are affecting our nervous system, the wounds which are affecting our digestive system, that energy is just coming down, just absorb it. Sometimes it's helpful because many times we don't know we're blocking it, is just continually say, healing team, please heal any wound which is preventing me from opening up to this healing. Bring healing to the wounds of my cardiovascular system, my respiratory system, all ways of elimination. That includes urine, feces, and sweat, that which leaves your skin. Lymphatic system, that includes emotions you keep bottled inside. Release. Meridian system. Those of you who are clairvoyant and see colors may see colors change. Your sensory system. By sensory system, I'm talking about the five senses that you know about, and also the sense of proprioception, which is one that the scientists have discovered is another sense. And that's like knowing your place, where you walk, balance, knowing your place in your body or your body's place, like knowing how to put your feet down. There you go. Relationships. And you can specifically ask for healing of the relationship which most stymies you, keeping you from growth. And when you ask that, release any shame or guilt that you might have that may have come up. All you're doing is releasing the relationship. It is just a factual thing. And now you are invited to ask Spirit, your connection in whichever way you have with Spirit, to remove any energetic blocks to healing of relationship. No matter where those blocks come from, if it comes from this lifetime or another lifetime. And now to end, offer thanksgiving and ask for me and for all of those surrounding me. Send us all the love we need so that we can recognize your love. And now that love is going to continue coming down as I ask to connect with Amma, the Divine Mother, who's going to talk about love. And you'll be in your healing space. With this message, you are in your heart source, so you will be able to know what is truth for you. And the next one you hear is our precious Amma, the Divine Mother of the Divine Mothers. Dear ones, precious ones, the healing that you just received is a simple process, even though it took a little bit of time, that you can ask for at any time. When you find yourself struggling with any relationship, and that includes the one with yourself, you can ask for plugins. You can ask for the removal of artificial encodements. And you can also simply ask for all the love that you need to heal whatever is at the foundation, at the source of the discomfort or the dis-ease that you experience. So we said that we would talk about, I would talk about, and there were requests made. How do you love continually, unconditionally? How do you accept others and still remain healthy? Because you are each playing a role in this third dimension, correct? You are playing an amazing role. Before you came here, you experienced mapping out what you wanted to learn about love in this lifetime. And those present themselves often in pain. Someone took on the role of hurting you, or you took on the role of hurting them. So let us talk about how loving increases your experience of love and being loved by me, Amma, by Abba, the Father, by whatever name you use. Let us call that love all that is. The Creator, love itself. The more you immerse yourself in the creative love, the more you allow that love to transform you, the more you are able to love others. What in this third dimensional world does that mean? How does that show itself? I'm going to give you several ways that it shows itself. The first is that you have only thoughts of positivity towards the other person. And that thought can simply be, you are the name, you could use the name, are love incarnate. I am love incarnate. We haven't done this for a while. Say out loud, and you can say it under your breath if you wish. If somebody is in there, you don't want them to think you're crazy. I want you to say, I am love incarnate, and I want you to feel what happens to the cells of your body. Some of you may not feel it. You may see it. You may hear it. You may smell it. I am love incarnate. From the deepness of your heart, nestle even more deeply in the front and back of your chakra, your heart chakra. I am love incarnate. And every time you say that, I am love incarnate, you are activating the encodements of love within you, the natural encodements of love. And you are opening yourself even more to recognize that you are the creative energy of love. Now bring to mind someone that you may be having a problem with. It doesn't matter whether it's small or large. And call them by name and say, you, by name, are love incarnate. You are love incarnate. I am love incarnate. You are love incarnate. Now think about that person. And if you have not yet, connect with them from your heart to theirs, not in an invasive way, not invading in any way, but gently move that heart connection to them and allow that heart connection to go as far as they allow. And say, you, call them by name. You are love incarnate. I am love incarnate. We are love incarnate. You can do this with the group energy as well. Maybe there are a number of people that you struggle with. Oh, let's take a corporation. Maybe you're not happy with a government force or something like that. And just know their energy is there. You are fully protected because you are in your heart source. You are the sword and you have activated the violet flame around you. You are protected. And here is the consciousness of the energy of that group. This one has a problem with the pharmaceutical industry many times. So we're going to use that as an example. It is the aspect of the pharmaceutical industry who contains greed. There is that aspect of the pharmaceutical industry which has the energy of healing. But the one that has greed from your heart, you, speaking to that whole energy, are love incarnate. I am love incarnate. We are love incarnate. So that's number one. Number two is managing your thoughts. How many times do you carry on a conversation with someone in your mind? The things you wish you knew to say before. Whatever those thoughts are from your heart, tell yourself, no, those are not the thoughts of love. I call back the energy of those thoughts. You know, those thoughts you have that you sometimes wish someone would experience the same pain as you. Those are not the thoughts of love. They are creative thoughts. It just perpetuates pain. It's the pain that you see happening in its fullness in the Middle East, in Eastern Europe, sometimes in your own family. So find a thought to replace that with. And that thought can be very simple. It can be, you are love incarnate. It could be, I wish you the joy of knowing how loved you are by Spirit. It could be, and this is thinking for yourself, what is the spiritual gift you wish the most? Is it ascension? If it is ascension, you may say, replace that thought with, may you ascend into the knowledge of love and how love you are. Or may your heart of stone be replaced with a heart of flesh. So that's thoughts. When you change your thoughts, you will change your feelings. But when you get in touch with the feeling, it can be revulsion, it can be absolute pain, it could even be hatred or rage. You know you are out of your heart source when those feelings come to you, when those thoughts come to you. What can change the feeling? Well, actually changing the heart. You go back into your heart source and you ask, when you have sent them a curse of, may you be in this pain or experience this pain. You are powerful people, those of you upon this call. You know how to send energy that can be healing or energy that can be painful. You stop yourself. You just call yourself into accountability. Just say your name and say, no, that is not who I choose to be. That is not what I choose to do with my energy now. And you ask that those thoughts be replaced with the creative energies of love. See them being filled with love. See them being filled with love. And is this difficult? Yes, for many it is difficult. And it depends upon the person and the event, does it not? If you do these things, you will not only bring healing to them, even if you do not know that that is happening or it does not seem that it happens, it will also bring healing to you, because you cannot experience the love of the Creator when you do not love. And love does not mean emotion. It is creation. It is the love of creation. And when you change your thoughts and you change your feelings, you are able to create positive energy, leaving someone else, which surrounds you as well. You truly become the calm within the storm. You become the beacon of love. All of the metaphors that you have heard. And now, what I know most of you would like to know the most is, well, when I do this love, does that mean I need to associate with them? Now, this is where we come to, a fine line of separation. When you send love to others, you are involved in the fifth dimension of love. You are raising your energy vibration and you are surrounding someone with the creative energy of love that they may choose or not choose to receive. If someone is what you would call toxic, and with their words they flagellate you, is it required for you to be there with them? The answer is no, for most people. Some of you may have a life path which involves some of that. Your requirement is to send love to them. Your requirement is to not return their anger with anger. You are not required, from a standpoint of love, to be with those who abuse you, harm you. That is not the requirement. You may set what we call boundaries. You may choose not to have lunch with someone or go to a family gathering or go to a corporate gathering in which what happens is anger and hostility. You do not have the requirement to do that unless you are one of those who have been called from the deepest source of yourself to be there and hold the space of love. Very few people are called to that. There are great masters and those you call saints who were called to that. You may not be called to that, but if you are, you protect yourself from that energy that is there. No, you do not have to call someone who continually is toxic with you, but send them the purest of love energy that you can. It is not, you do not forgive them. Forgiveness is beyond forgiveness, that what you are doing, you accept them as they are and you send energy to them. You may need to make choices to leave relationships. The key, however, is to not leave the relationship by taking bitterness with you. That is not love. When I began by saying, I am love incarnate, you are love incarnate, that is the key of learning that you are the same, love incarnate, and that you yourself have played a role that has brought pain to others, pain to yourself, and you have moved beyond that pain and you have done what you need to do to bring healing to another person, and that can be purely energetic. You do not need to go in person and ask for forgiveness of someone who you know will be toxic to you. Some of you know programs and where you go to make amends. Amends in person are only required if they will not harm you back, if there is not violence of word or deed or energy. The reason you were given the heart source, Michael's sword, the violet flame, is to protect you from that without you, on the outside of you, that comes to you. It is difficult to send love when you are fighting someone with a sword or with a gun or with words. Be aware, however, that if you're staying away from them is solely based upon fear, then you are not in your heart source. Be within your heart source and know when to be in contact or not. Let's take families. Those of you who have acrimonious relationships with parents or siblings or aunts or uncles or someone like that, you do not have to stay in those relationships on a continual basis. You might, however, feel the call within you to have a conversation just to check in, say with a parent, and it can be very short. And when it gets acrimonious, you can say, You are love incarnate. You say that to yourself. You could say that to them out loud. That will kind of throw them, will it not? But do it from your heart, not as a violent tool. The energy behind your words are so important. You are not required to walk into a room where someone is holding a gun to your head or will. You do not need to go in there. You might feel the need to if someone else is being threatened and you go for life saving. But you do not need to stay there and receive the terrible energies of hatred and that which tries to tear you down. As you strengthen yourself, you may find you're able to be there more often. Sometimes you're trapped in a situation. Let's say you end up in a jail of some kind, metaphorical or real. Staying in your heart source, surrounding yourself with the energy of Michael's sword and the violet flame can protect you. But do you need to go into that energy if it is a choice? No, you do not need to. Unless you are called from the depths of yourself to do that. Everybody has a path. You are called, however, that if you find yourself thinking negatively of someone else on a regular basis, then you know that you need to work with yourself and staying within your heart source, in sending to them the gifts that you wish to receive, the gifts maybe of patience, of tolerance, of acceptance, of love, as in knowing who you are, as the child, as the aspect of the Creator. I hope these words have given some clarity. If they are some that you struggle with, go into your heart source. Ask to be filled with all the love you need to be able to know what this means for you. And know, whatever it is that happens in your life, that I love you. That the Creator, by whatever name you use, knew you before you even volunteered to come to this planet, into this incarnation, even before you volunteered as a soul energy to leave the essence as a flame and say, I volunteer to help you experience what love is on the third dimension. You have no idea how much you are loved. And yes, you are called to discover that and to love as I love. My blessings to you, precious ones. My blessings to you. Thank you, Margaret. This is Kathy. And I hope that those words did help. I think that's something that we need to listen to. It's
now we got homework to do.
I'm sorry, what?
We have homework to do.
We do. I think we have homework to do all the time, don't we?
Yes, 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 but even more now.
Yeah, now it's say again.
The Sedona Journal. This one should be an article in the Sedona. This is
It
so
should.
Okay.
important.
I'll put this
Yep,
put this in there, put it on my little list of submitting. I submit something every month. So
right,
and
right.
I don't know, those of you who have received the Sedona Journal and those of you
Yep.
who come here, you may notice how they make their way.
Yeah, they do.
In there. They're edited by me and by the other people that do the editing. I'm
That was
gonna
fantastic. That was
Thank you.
fantastic, Kathy.
It was.
Divine Mother.
you.
Oh,
Yeah. Precious.
And you know,
I could
saw-
really sink my teeth into that.
all
Okay.
right. Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna do it. It's built on stuff we've been working on for
Mhm.
decades, right?
Mhm, mhm.
You know, I've shared this with people over the last few weeks of I have really been working on this myself with a group of people that I would prefer. It's like I want to send out negativity in many different ways because they hurt so
Right.
much friends of mine.
Right. Right.
And I can't tell you how much I've grown
Mm.
by stopping that, and I actually see them with love now.
Right. Yeah.
I see them with love. And you know, sometimes we don't know what we have done that has hurt someone in the same way.
Mhm. Sure.
Right.
That's
We
true.
just don't know.
And
Right.
Kathy,
Yes, Cleo.
there are some of us who feel very strongly about the politics of the United States. And I think, as well as Putin and the others, but maybe this will be a way to help soften the
Mhm.
situation in the United States.
That's true very much.
World.
Well, we ran a
It
little
is.
over time-wise today, but
Thank you, Dr. Kathy.
I
Yes.
appreciate Alma's words.
Many blessings.
Anybody else have anything to
Thank
say
you,
before we leave?
Kathy.
You're welcome.
Many
Thanks.
blessings.
Many
Thank
blessings
you.
to all of you.
To
Yes,
all. Yes.
thank you,
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Take
Bye,
care,
Cleo.
everybody.
God bless.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Love all of you too.
Love all of you.
Bye.
Thank you, Kat.